NABN, New Africa Broadcasting Network. Sierra Leone on the move. The New Direction government of Sierra Leone under President Julius Maada Bio has laid out and begun to implement one of Africa's most ambitious and national development agendas, which focuses on human capital development, health and education, a diversified and resilient green economy, an inclusive, just, peaceful state, and a competitive economy with a well-developed infrastructure. To achieve Bio's tall dream and mission to build a Sierra Leone whose reputation is hard to destroy, the president has sought and assembled Sierra Leone's seasoned technocrats from the homeland and diasporas, including the Sierra Leone's permanent representative to the United Nations in New York, Dr. Francis Kai, now appointed Minister of Economic Development, Mr. Jacob Saffa, Minister of Finance, and Dr. Sidique Aboubakar Wai, Ambassador to the United States and Canada.
For the hopes and aspirations of millions of Sierra Leoneans who voted for change in a new direction to develop and transform our beloved nation. Today, we have a new opportunity as a nation to collectively and individually work together to take this country forward.
Sidique Aboubakar Wai, charismatic yet humble community leader, activist, politician, diplomat, and public policy czar. Ambassador Sidique Aboubakar Wai has handpicked by Sierra Leone's new president, His Excellency Julius Maada Bio, as his choice for the strategic diplomatic position.
He's not an individual I've ever met in my life. I just read about him in terms of his activism, as one of the civil society activists. We saw him as some people in the American community I really respected. And our target was to get somebody who understands the American economy, who understands the American society, who is being part of the American, for the Sierra Leone. So it was really selected on merit. It was not based on party competition. Our interest is to get a Sierra Leone out here who can bring the investment, who can represent Sierra Leone, who can make a case for us. I think we got the right man in the right job.
Ambassador Sidique was unanimously approved by the Parliament recently as Sierra Leone's ambassador to the United States of America and High Commissioner to Canada, Brazil, and some other countries.
He's going to be a wonderful ambassador. He believes in the diaspora and their contribution to the continent. Right. And also he believes in black power. Right. Black people actually taking responsibility for their own destiny. And he believes in it. And I am happy that he is our ambassador because I know he's going to contribute immensely, to the development of our country. And he is going to make sure we are properly represented here.
Ambassador Sidique Wai, who recently presented his credentials to the President of the United States, Donald Trump, is not a stranger to the United States government. Since his accreditation, Ambassador Sidique Wai has opened many doors of opportunities for his home country.
The governor of the state of Mississippi and the mayor of Biloxi have done their due diligence on Sierra Leone. This is not coming from me now. And here is the result. That Sierra Leone has impressed the state of Mississippi, and the governor is going to invite President Julius Maada Bio to visit Mississippi.
For over 30 years, Ambassador Sidique Wai has been discharging several high-profile leadership responsibilities in the United States.
We just thank you so much for understanding that we are all one, and regardless of what our color is, we have a collective vision, and that vision is really one that we have been tasked with our national chairman, Dr.
Ambassador Sidique in spheres of diplomacy, public safety, public health advocacy, community relations, and social empowerment, including serving as president of the United African Congress and community affairs analyst and advisor to the executives of the New York City Police Department, NYPD. In the above role, Ambassador Sidique Wai has been credited for championing numerous initiatives that added value to the safety of the 8.5 million people of New York, and for seeking the interests of the African diaspora in the United States. these including overseeing foreign initiatives for developing nations from Africa and New York City, serving as the point of contact between the law enforcement apparatus of the city and the diplomatic communities accredited to the United Nations and the African Union, mediating public safety disputes between uniformed personnel and civil society on behalf of the police commissioner, among others.
Relationship between people could only change if you have respect for each other. Policing is the same. When you look at a police officer, and I can tell you this because I designed the first comprehensive community police engagement, which I call community policing. That program was simply to be able to get the police to know the communities that they patrol.
Ambassador Sidique Wai is held in high esteem by several high-profile and top-notch U.S. politicians, governors, congressmen and women, borough presidents, business executives, academics, philanthropists, executives of international organizations, the various wings of the U.S. security apparatus, and the creme de la creme African diaspora in the United States.
Ambassador Sidique Wai is a gift not just to the Sierra Leone people, but to the whole of Africa. As a Nigerian-born American living in the U.S., I emphatically say a job well done to the President of Sierra Leone for picking such an stout gentleman, a man of immense epitome of grace, courage, wisdom, intellect, and the ability to coalesce and bring people together under one unity of Africa, because it has the mindset that drives the future for what ideally it should be. So, to the President of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, a job well done, because you nailed it with Ambassador Sidique Wai.
In being a spokesperson, he has been a spokesperson for Africa at the United Nations. He has come many times to the UN, and I am at the UN as well. And he speaks up in the most articulate way about the issues promoting Africa, making sure that people knew about Ebola, making sure they knew about the landslides, making sure they know about having good governance, and putting the political will behind no corruption and good governance, because he worked for the police department in the New York City, the premier police department, and did community relations. So Ambassador Wai knows how to bring people together.
The most important thing to know about him is the substance of his inner being, of his spirit. He's committed. He's committed to upliftment of our people. He's committed to struggle. Many people are impressed by his eloquence because he's very eloquent. But beneath his eloquence, there's this burning commitment to freedom and liberation and upliftment of our people. And he's precisely the type of person that we need in an ambassadorial position.
I met Sidique Wai in 2006 at the World Urban Forum, which is the big UN Habitat conference in Vancouver. And when I met him, I knew immediately that this was a very special person. Sidique Wai really has this incredible quality of being someone that really takes an interest in the person he's talking with and really looks at them in a way to give them a sense of themselves and of what their possibilities are. Sidique Wai is someone that has been a mentor for many people, including myself. He's someone that really has this incredible quality of being very clear about what he's wanting, but very humble at the same time. His mannerism and his posture and the way he speaks is someone of very high quality. He's a incredible peacemaker, mediator, and someone who really can see the problems and the challenges on both sides. And he's someone who has a lot of vision.
Ambassador Wai has over the years leveraged these ties to champion the interests of the poor and downtrodden within the African diaspora community in the United States in general, and New York City in particular.
He was a community activist. He lived in that neighborhood and he was organizing the community. As we got to know each other, he was truly a Pan-Africanist. And Sidique really was not satisfied with just simply organizing. He felt that the newly arriving immigrants needed help with housing, with education, with healthcare, and so on. And he was working 24/7 on their behalf. Whenever there is a problem within the community, he would be the one who facilitated through the NYPD, to find solutions. If someone has housing problem issues, he would make sure that he goes to the Department of Housing and find a solution for that. He is a solution. He believes in dialogue and finding solutions. He's a doer. And he never shies away from trying to tackle their problems. He accepts their calls, no matter what time, and he never said, I don't remember him saying no to anybody. And sometimes I wonder, even when he's asked about favors to be done for them that was seemingly impossible to accomplish, he would go out of his way to do that. He was a selfless, dedicated Pan-Africanist. It doesn't matter whether you are Sierra Leonean or Kenyan or South African, just an African. I call him the bridge builder.
Wai's top achievements include the following. First person of African-born descent to run for public advocate of New York City.
You don't have the luxury to be a council person. You serve all New Yorkers. I have been to 83 community centers, 83 precincts in this city covering 8.3 million people. I put my life on the line every single day. I'm the only one that stands at this table right now that has done something specifically in the area of healthcare. I forced the mayor of the city of New York to lift in the moratorium. I brought about SUNY Downstate Medical Center to partner with community businesses. And most importantly, contrary to what Wina is taking my proposal, I'm the only one that put on the table specifically this question of stop, question, and frisk while people are holding press conferences. I said it's easy. You put a lapel pin where police officers on their shields. I guarantee you that stop and frisk will go down the drain.
And what would be your first action as mayor?
My first action as mayor, which I've always done in controversies, is to bring people together, all communities, all leaders, because far too often when we want to bring people together, we are going to people who we know. This city is a city of immigrants. I am a first-generation African-American who does not pay any deference to other communities. I work with mayors, I work with senior citizens, I work with youth, I work with immigrants, I work with rabbis, I work with everybody. So I'm the most qualified person here to bring about a unification in the city.
Thank you.
The police body camera program was initiated by Ambassador Sidique Wai in 2013 as a crime-fighting tool during the height of stop, question, and frisk criticism of the police department in New York City. The introduction of body cameras to reduce crime while promoting good relationship between police and community in the city and across the U.S. Ambassador Wai has made valuable inputs into the U.S. Department of Homeland Security policies on addressing critical public safety issues affecting immigrant communities throughout the United States. The input enabled the Department of Homeland Security to become more sensitive to the needs of immigrant communities in the United States. Subsequently, Wai was appointed member of the Homeland Security Radicalization Task Force and Community Leadership Team, which regularly meets with DHS to discuss issues involving immigrant communities residing in the U.S. During the Civil War period in Sierra Leone from 1991 to 2002, Ambassador Wai applied behind-the-scenes diplomatic moves alongside open advocacy that resulted in forcing RUF rebels to release several high-profile Sierra Leone abductees, including Dr. Suleiman Jabati Wai. He led campaigns in the United States to bring awareness to the civil war in Sierra Leone and engage behind closed doors the relevant United Nations organs. During the Ebola period from 2013 to 2016, Honorary Sidique Wai championed the interests of Sierra Leone at the United Nations in New York, which helped to build donor confidence to pledge over $1 billion for Sierra Leone's post-Ebola recovery, while also advocating for concrete guarantees from donors and the government towards ensuring that the Ebola recovery process was decentralized, participatory, transparent, and accountable.
So today, my colleagues asked me to stand here. I'm not an ambassador, but I come from the hood. I stand here as a living proof of what Africa is like. I was born in Sierra Leone. My father was born in Liberia. And my grandmother was born in Guinea. So I personally have a personal interest of what is going on. But let me be honest. This event tonight will not have been possible without the clear support of the Secretary General, Honorable Samantha Powers, Ambassador Terriello, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and let me tell you about the Musketeers. All of those. Gordon Tapper, he's Jamaican, Yaman. And Dr. Mohammed Nur Hussein, a distinguished professor of medicine from Ethiopia.
Woo!
Oh, by the way, Ethiopia also sent doctors like the Cubans did when others were closing the doors.
He has been the ambassador, not only of Sierra Leone, but of Africa, for many years. He has represented Africans and Africa and people of African descent all over the world. He has the contacts, he knows the people. He was on the Homeland Security Task Force in the United States. He can get on the phone and talk to Homeland Security and tell them that, you know, we're not happy about certain things that are going on in the targeting of people in the immigrant community. He hosts meetings with Homeland Security and leaders of the various African communities, Ghanaian, Mali, and Sierra Leone, and from Cote d'Ivoire. These are the things he has been doing all along. And one of the very important projects that he started, and we are hoping to be able to continue it, is called MADA. And MADA is M-A-D-A. It's the Million African Diaspora Assembly. And his idea was to set up an event in three components to that event. One would be an exposition that would be open to African countries, countries in the Caribbean and Latin America like Brazil, etc., where they would come, display what they produce, their tourism, their investment opportunities. Here at the Javits Center, President Bio, I must congratulate you on making this very informed decision. It must have been quite difficult because we all know that Ambassador Wai has been away from Sierra Leone for maybe 30 years or so. And there must have been people who said, you know, he doesn't live here. He doesn't know what's going on here. But you were wise enough to take the advice of people who knew him, knew his capabilities, and you made the right decision. He has already begun to pay off. He has already been doing things as the ambassador that no ambassador has done up to this point. He will be having a town hall meeting. Ambassadors don't have town hall meeting. He's having a town hall meeting of diaspora people, of Sierra Leoneans in Washington, D.C. In May, where he will speak directly to them as to what you, President Bio, what you are doing, what you're trying to achieve, and reaching out to everyone to support your initiative. You've made a good decision.
I have done, several work and multiple work with His Excellency, in New York, and I'm very honored, I'm very privileged to work with a great man, to work with a man that advocate, for men, for women, for children, for different races, ethnicity, religions, and I think that this is how, I met a great man.
Wai holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science and Pre-Law from Fordham University at Lincoln Center in New York City. He later pursued his graduate studies in Public Policy and Organizational Theory at the New York University Wagner School of Public Service. Ambassador Sidique Aboubakar Wai is married to his beautiful and supportive wife, Mrs. Millicent Sidique Wai.
Let me recognize somebody that I fight with every day. She says, when you come into that house, forget the ambassador. She even tells me to vacuum the house. And ladies and gentlemen, Millicent, give her a
Public confidence in Wai's ability to represent Sierra Leone on the international stage is extremely high.
A recognition and a realization that we live with everyone, black, white, green, purple, to put their hands together and look at transforming our nation, our continent. I look forward in this new role of building upon the relationship I've already harnessed over the years, over 30-something years and still counting. And joining me, there are people whose shoulders I've sat on. So through this effort, the gathering today, as you could see, they came from everywhere. And it shows that individuals can make a difference. So I want to harness my megaphone that I have, which you guys have given me, to tell the world that we are all in this together and we got to work together. That's the next chapter.
Wow, Your Excellency, you are with the right partner. NABN is right here with you, for you, by you, to echo this message that you have rightfully told us in private. The whole world knows Sierra Leone is open for business. Africa is open for business. And you've heard it all. His Excellency is here to change the trajectory of Sierra Leone and of Africa through diaspora-led initiatives. And I can assure you, sir, that NABN TV and platform will support this and make sure this time next year, when we celebrate your 1-year anniversary, we'll have testimonials. It won't just be a talk shop. It will be activities that you will be so proud about, that will make your legacy what you have desired.
New Africa Broadcasting Network and the entire board of directors personally want to congratulate the President of Sierra Leone, Julius Bio, for appointing Ambassador Sidique Wai as the Sierra Leone ambassador to the United States. We thank you for taking a positive step to move Sierra Leone forward. To our dear and credible ambassador, thank you for your sacrifice and your willingness to serve your people with all your heart. Please keep the good work going. On behalf of our executive producers, Mr. Moses Adedeji, Joy Adedeji, my name is Kent Campbell. Thank you for watching. New Africa Broadcasting Network.